Damn, Daniel. 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 Damn, Daniel.
Hello. getting the word. Nonce.
Get back, you bastard! I'll break your legs!
The questions on tonight's program were independently researched, verified, and programmed into the computer by tonight's guest presenter, Daniel.
On last week's episode of Universally Challenged, there were allegations made against a member of the production team. It is alleged that Adam had access to the answers at the time of broadcast, which would have created an unfair advantage. Another allegation was made, suggesting that some answers were incorrectly labeled as incorrect, when they were in fact correct. In preparation for the quiz, which was hosted by guest presenter Leroy, the questions and answers were provided to Adam days in advance of broadcast. This was to enable Adam to program the quiz so that he and Leroy had time to visit their local branch of KFC. Unfortunately, due to the fact that Adam is actually a registered spastic, he incorrectly interpreted the marking format of the quiz sheet's answers, which, regrettably, resulted in some answers being announced as incorrect when they were actually correct. Adam and the rest of the Universally Challenged team would like to extend our apologies to anybody who was affected by this oversight in production. However, we don't intend to do anything about it because fuck you. You can stick your points up your ass. In fact, I've got the questions right here. Allow me to roll them up into a ball so it's easier for you to stick them up your ass. To reiterate, we will abso-fucking-lutely not be taking any further questions. Thank you, and good night. And try not to piss yourself during tonight's program, you pissy little weirdo.
Well, I hope that's cleared a few things up regarding the controversy last week. Either way, well, hopefully we're moving on to a clean slate for him now. He's in my line of sight. I'm watching him like a mighty hawk. There he is. He's fine, don't worry. I'm treating your captor well. He's been fed. He's got his spectacles. There he is. Right, so suppose we better crack on, really. Let's see what we're doing the quiz about tonight. So we're gonna true. Oh, okay. We haven't got general knowledge, but things haven't changed. We have a true or false round. Yeah, we don't have a round about the Fast and Furious, but the things don't appear to have changed. We actually have a round about the naughties. Don't worry.
We can quickly change them.
We can quickly change them, apparently.
Not so you can see the pictures. Hold on. Hello.
I don't want to see the pictures.
One moment.
And also, I don't want to terrify Molly. I did especially promise her there wouldn't be a Fast and Furious round as there was last week. So, yeah, just to confirm. At this point, I should stress he cannot see the questions. They're on a different screen. Round 1. It's a true or false round about the Mandela effect.
I'm just getting to round 2. Hold on.
Do excuse the technical issues. Round 2 is about the naughties. And there's a third round. It's the final exam. I'll explain that one a bit more when it comes up. Right, okay, so let's start then. As usual, type A, B, or C.
Get back, you bastard! I'll break your legs!
Don't break my legs, though. Question 1. Oh, I should have explained the Monopoly Man has a monocle. does he or doesn't he? The Mandela effect, I should explain. It's kind of like when lots of people misremember the same thing. So, on the face of it, these questions seem quite simple, but there's basically my attempt to gaslight everybody, really.
I don't think he does, but I said yes because sometimes I think he does.
Adam doesn't think he does. You all think he does, though. Well, let me tell you. He bloody doesn't. It's false. He does not have a monocle.
Oh,
Pringles Man doesn't either. There we go. Smeg4, Google it. He does not have a monocle. Either way, in his famous portrait, Henry VIII is holding a turkey leg. Is that true or false?
Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
I know we all picture him with a turkey leg, but does he actually hold
Daniel.
one? Smeg4 going against the grain. I respect that. See what everybody else has done, though. No, just Smeg4 untrue. 'Twas false, he's not holding one. Why on earth would he be holding one? But I do admire the tenacity on the show here. He's not holding his penis either. The Queen in Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs never actually says mirror, mirror on the wall. Now, is that true or false? Oh. Actually, on the subject of which, I did get a recent letter, actually, cease and desist from the UK government. Every time Adam uses a fart noise when a question's on, I deduct a point, effective immediately. Right. Although you do have to give me a pen so I can do that.
no. I haven't got one.
Sure you haven't. Oh, what? So you've got Boltex shoe spray, but you haven't got a bloody pen? Oof. Yeah, it is oof. Yeah, it's true. She actually says magic mirror on the wall. Question 4. Rocky Balboa never says Adrian in any of the Rocky films. Is that true or false? Who was that? Well, that's what I was going for, Speg, for. I basically like to have my idea. I just want to make everybody question their brain. Most think it's true. A few think it's false. No, it is false. He does say it. He says it in Rocky 2 specifically, and probably in the others. So yeah, don't worry, you're not going mad. He does say it. Question 5. In EastEnders, Janine pushed Barry off a cliff. True or false? Fairly self-explanatory. I'm going to go for a wee while that one gets solved. Right, perfect timing. Most people going true, so I'm going false. It's false, honestly. You watch it back on YouTube, everyone talks about it getting pushed off a cliff. Watch the clip, he pretty much just gets pushed down a hill and he rolls down it really fast, then bashes his head on a rock. I am a very good whiz master. It's what everyone says about me. Houston, we have a problem is a famous line from a film Apollo 13. Is that true or false? Molly seems devastated about it. Don't take this away from me, says Smegfor. Presumably one of the crew members of the original Apollo 13 flight, or somebody involved in the making of the film. I'm in for it when Molly gets home. Great, can't wait. Everyone's going for true, but it is. Yeah, it is, don't worry. Yeah, Janine did push Barry, but she didn't push him off a cliff. She just pretty much just... She pushed him. Yeah, he rolled down a hill. She did push him, but he didn't fall off a cliff. He rolled down a hill in a really daft manner and hit his head on a rock. Right, question 7. During the original Live Aid performance, Bob Geldof famously said, "Give us your fucking money," on live TV. Is that true or false? It's not that pedantic, Mum. There's a very big difference between falling off a cliff and rolling down a hill. A cliff and a hill are two very distinct things.
I'm getting the word nonce.
Ooh, time is up. A little bit of a mix across the board, so it seems. Oh no, actually not that much of a mix at all. Most people think it's false. And you'd be right in thinking that. I think you did do a little swear. Molly, there's a big difference between a cliff and a hill. We've walked up many hills, but we've never walked up a cliff.
A hill is a gradual incline, whereas a cliff is a sudden decline.
Thank you, Adam. Look, I won't give you a point. I'll give you this spray. In Star Trek, Captain Kirk never says, "Beam me up, Scotty." Is that true or false? Yes, I've walked up a cliff, Mum, but... Look, what? Go on YouTube as soon as this is finished. Watch the clip of Janine pushing Barry and try and argue with me that is the same thing as a cliff. I'll accept your apologies via post, text, email, or PayPal.
I'm looking now.
No, I didn't think about that, Molly. Sorry, I was on about this sort of... Yeah, we're assuming William Shatner's playing Kirk. Sorry, I didn't really give that... I didn't think about that. Very good point. It's true, he doesn't say, "Beam me up, Scotty." But... there we go. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that, like, everybody thinks they say, but they don't. Like, "Luke, I am your father," or "Good quiz, Daniel. Thank you. Well done." Right, next question. No, he didn't. Football commentator Kenneth Wolstenholme never said the famous line, "They think it's all over." Is that true or false?
Or C, egg.
Is that true or false? Or C, egg, apparently. Don't know what's happened there.
Can somebody say egg, just to see what happens?
Oh, somebody has said egg. Smeggy's said egg. He's very confident that Ken and Wolf, but an egg said they think it's all over, apparently. I don't know where that egg hasn't even been a recent answer. I don't know where that came from. But either way, no, it's false. He did say it. Yep, all aboard the fart tax. Oh, the fart tax. I thought I said the fart taxi. I do not want to be in that taxi. Yes, you get a point for creativity. I'm gonna take a point off Adam for the fart
I
tax.
should make a fart.
You did earlier.
Can't prove it.
You're gonna have to do a statement every week of this, right?
You can't prove what a fart is.
You smelt it, doubt it.
Whoever did the rap did the crack.
The entertainer Rod Hull died in an accident whilst fixing his TV aerial. Is that a thing that actually happened, or is it just something that everybody misremembers? The fate of Emu is not. I don't know. What happened to Emu? Would Emu have been involved? I don't know. I mean, I'm not convinced Emu was a real animal. I think he might have been a puppet. I never saw either of them in the same room. Time's up. Fairly evenish mix, as even as we'll get with an odd number of participants. It is true, he did fall off his roof while fixing his TV aerial. I just thought it might have sounded like one of those things that was an urban legend, but...
That's the noise it made.
It was! It was, Adam was there. Right, so this round, it's all about the naughties. Oof. This one's an A, B, or C round rather than true or false. And here is the first question of the round. Oh, the scores.
Damn,
Sorry, I'll do the
Daniel.
scores after this question.
Damn,
Apologies.
Daniel.
Who had the
Damn,
first and
Daniel.
last number ones in the UK of the decade,
Daniel.
respectively? So is that Westlife and Joe McElderry, Cliff Richard and Rage Against the Machine, or S Club 7 and Lady Gaga? So who had the first and the last number ones? Those aren't like free wild collaborations, but that everybody was dying to hear. But so yeah, one will be the first and one will be the last. But which combination is correct? Are you quite finished? Right, okay, so nobody going for A, most people going for B, one person going for C. 'Twas A, yes, Rage Against the Machine did get Christmas number 1 in 2009, but a week later Joe McElderry took back over, and Westlife obviously started off the decade with, I don't know what they started off with, probably some old guff. Right, let's have a look at the scores. Ooh, we have Ding Dong Daddy and the Captain Sparky in joint first, Mr. Green Sr. in 6, Captain Smother in 5, and Smeg 4.
Get back, you bastard! I'll break your legs!
There'll be no leg breaking here. Right, okay, so on to the next question. Yep, very well done. Right. Question 12. What website was the most visited website of the decade? Was it Google, MySpace, or Yahoo? Although I suppose it's got the exclamation mark. I probably have to go Yahoo! I already know what Adam's answered. Oh, Mr. Green following behind. Hi, Dad. Ooh, a few last-second answers there. Let's see who's got this. Well, I can tell you now, looking at it, only one of you is correct. And it's Ding Dong Daddy. It was Yahoo.
Oh, I nearly went with Yahoo.
Says the naughties. People were still using Yahoo, albeit briefly. Question 13. On average, how many times a day was the Crazy Frog advert shown at its peak in May 2005 alone? Was it 967, 2,378, or 5,462? I probably should have been a trigger warning at the beginning of a quiz. I know not everybody's recovered from it, but science hasn't found a large enough number yet. Thank you, Molly. I thought it was quite good. Ooh, even between B and C, but there's a Lone Ranger there going for A. It was B, 2,378. You have got to bear in mind that is across all sort of commercial channels. So that includes all like the satellite ones as well. Oh my god, how do you have that there? I did not know that was going to happen. I feel like you're going to have to make another statement next week now. Wow. Question 14. Which of these happened the day before 9/11? Was there an earthquake in Dudley? the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire coughing scandal, or did John Prescott, the then Deputy Prime Minister, punch a protester in the face because he threw an egg at him? Which of those happened the day before 9/11? Now, I'm not saying that correlation is causation, but I feel like Bin Laden must have been paying attention to one of those news events. But which one was it?
Egg.
Was that egg? It wasn't egg. No, it was Charles Ingram and his naughty coffee. The John Prescott thing happened earlier on that year, and the earthquake in Dudley was the following year. Nobody's going to revoke your Black Country membership, Molly. Don't worry. Question 15. What was the most watched TV show of the decade? Was it the 2001 Only Fools and Horses Christmas special, the Britain's Got Talent 2009 final, or was it Wallace and Gromit, A Matter of Life and Death? Now, just for context, the Only Fools one was the one where they lost all their money and tried to win it back on a game show. The Britain's Got Talent final was the one with Diversity and Susan Boyle. Just in case that influences your answers at all. They were all the most watched programs of their respective years, but which one was the most watched of the decade? In the UK, obviously. I probably should have added that caveat. Most should go in Only Fools. And you'd be right, it was Only Fools. But yeah, the other two were the most watched of their respective years. I think 2009.
Have an Only Fools and
2008.
Horses sound.
Oh, okay, let's hear it.
Got it.
Gary? Question 16. Thank you, Adam. Which news event caused Google and many other websites to crash due to high volume of visitors and demand? Was it 9/11, the death of Michael Jackson, or Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction at Super Bowl? Remember when Justin Timberlake got a tit out at Super Bowl? That was crazy, wasn't it? But yeah, which one of those was that? You can say "see" as many times as you like. Because that thing like you never did see.
That was Janet Jackson.
It was Janet Jackson. That was All For You, specifically, wasn't it, I think? Or was it Song For You? It's called one of them. I did not expect that. Nobody going MJ. Everyone going Janet Jackson, except for one errant 9/11. Well, it was the death of Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Sorry to disappoint.
Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
Damn indeed.
Daniel.
Damn, Harambe.
Daniel.
Yeah. Thank you. Question 17. Egg. In which year did extreme rainfall and flooding in the UK coincide with Rihanna's song Umbrella being #1 in the charts? Was it 2005, 2006, or 2007? Again, I'm not saying correlation's causation, but I think Rihanna has a lot to answer for. I think her and Jonathan Morgan might have been in cahoots trying to get the public toilets closed. Maybe that's what it was. Adam remembers it because he passed his driving test in that year. I remember it because well, I think I got caught in the rain and I
walked over.
I walked home and I got wet, basically. Yeah, and it was 2007. Well done, all. I remember it like it was, 2007. Well, you passed your driving test on Halloween 4 years ago. I wonder what... I don't know what was #1 then. I'm sorry. I'll find out for you. Will I be performing a dance to the Crazy Frog tonight? Maybe? Maybe? Okay. Well, yes, but you also had to issue an apology because of an alleged fixing scandal. So I think that one kind of cancels it out.
Crazy. Ding, ding,
Right, which of those Crossroads-based events did not happen in 2002? Was it A, ITV soap opera Crossroads comes to an end, B, the Blazing Squad song Crossroads is released, or C, Crossroads, the film starring Britney Spears, is released? Which of those did not happen in 2002? Incidentally, are there any members of Blazing Squad watching? I feel like it's statistically pretty good. Wow. Wow. Well, the two that went for wave are correct. That was 2003. That was the following year. But yeah, yeah, the other two, very much 2002. Great time to be alive if you're into Crossroads. Question 19. 19. What was the best-selling book of the decade? Was it Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, The Da Vinci Code, or Dr. Atkins' New Diet Revolution? You know, we're all pretty big in minorities. I remember. Have you ever done the Atkins diet, Adam?
No, but I've done Harry Potter.
Fair. Have you done Leonardo da Vinci? Oh, he's gone. Right, I can verify that he's not cheating tonight because he's obviously finding all of his sounds instead. Right, time up. Which one was the best-selling book? Nobody went for the Harry Potter trap. Two of you went for the Atkins diet trap, though it was the Da Vinci Code. J.K. Rowling was the best-selling sort of author all-round, I think. Oh, another one! Ooh! Lovely. And final question of this round. What was the best-selling video game of the decade? Now, there are two possible answers for this in case there are any pedants here. Is it A, Wii Sports, for the Wii, obviously, B, New Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo DS, or C, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas? There are two possible correct ones for this, just in case anybody's feeling particularly pedantic. We don't want any more controversies.
Got it, 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 got it.
God, but I felt so pretty. Oh, I didn't even put my bloody Quizmaster glasses on. Right. Like a young bird. Thank you. Thank you, Dad. That's the nicest thing you've ever said about me. Yeah, okay, there's kind of two right answers to that one. Technically, it's Wii Sports, but then they kind of cheated a bit because that came bundled in with the console it was for, so they're factoring in the sales of the console. If you take that away, it would be GTA San Andreas, so there are kind of two answers for that one. I forgot to do the scores again, apologies. Right, we're on to the... Oh, hang on. Can we go back one? No. Fuck. Right, I gotta... Right, oh, answer this question. What country has won the most Eurovision Song Contests? I'll explain in a second. Also, I don't know why Sweden's coming up as new.
Because you missed one.
What do you mean I missed one? Just...
That was a question last week. Or the week before.
It wasn't. It was a quite... I can tell you exactly how many weeks ago it was. It was 2 weeks ago. And there is a reason for that, actually. No, it wasn't last week. It was the week before. And it was Ireland. Now, as I mentioned before, round 3 was the final exam, as you might have guessed from that question. This is mainly to see quite how much attention you've all been paying to these quizzes. Some of them are questions from previous quizzes, some of them are questions about the quizzes in general. It's just to gauge quite how much you're paying attention. Yes, Smeg4 will let you off. Just treat it like a general knowledge round. You got a 3 in 1 chance of getting them right. Everybody else, if you get it wrong, this will impede your ability to gain sort of gainful employment in the future. It'll go on your record and it won't look very good.
We will tell your mum.
And we'll also tell your mum. Question 22. Where in the human body would you find the patella? Would that be in your leg, in your back, or in your mouth? Oh, why are there 2 B's? God damn it. Right, there are C's for the rest of them. I think I made this mistake once. I was all smug because I thought I had a really good round and bodged up the first few questions. It's too late for me to go into the editor, isn't it?
Yes.
Who? I think the others have got C though. Now, did that errant bee intend to go for... Yeah, there's 2 Bs. I don't know how I've managed that one. But yeah, your patella is in your leg because it's the medical term for your kneecap. Patella is not a relation of Mr. Singh, no. Potentially Mr. and Mrs. Verk, I don't know. Let's see if this question's formatted correctly. What is Jonathan Morgan's middle name? Is it Pierce, Price, or Philip? Ah, yeah, see, there we go.
Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
Now, this one was asked
Damn,
a few
Daniel.
weeks ago.
Damn.
I should have made a note of the
Daniel.
exact dates, but... Nice to know I remembered to put C. Hello! I'll tell you what it was. It was because round 3 last week, when Leroy did it, was a true or false round, so I think I might have just forgot to get rid of the extra B. But, yeah, the rest of them should be fine.
I wish you
Ooh.
could make fart noises on the chase.
'Twas Price, and a banging middle name that is. Well done, John. Right, before we go through, I'll do a quick recap of the scores, because I forgot to do that at the end of a round. It's all to play for, presumably. Oof! Molly's way out in the lead in 17. Adam's got 14, Mum 13, Dad 12, and Smeg 4.
Got it.
7.
Got it. Got it.
Got
Got
it,
it.
got it, got it.
Got it. Got it.
Got it.
Got it!
Got it.
Got it. Got it.
Believe in yourself, Smeg Boy. You can do it. You can do it. Question 24. Which pope, that's a typo, which pope was a former nightclub bouncer? Was it, oh no. The right answer's coming up as no. It was Pope Francis. Jesus Christ. Try typing the word null in and see what happens. If everybody types in new or null, N-U-L-L, I want to see what happens. Yeah, I feel like this last round might not be very good. New.
We may be able to... I wonder if there might be something we can do.
There might be something we can do, Adam tells me. The correct answer was null. Pope Francis. Yes, I think, yeah, that was a question.
Before we go to the next question, we'll have a look.
Right, let's have a look. Yeah, that was a question when I first did the guest hosting. I asked which unlikely job Pope Francis had.
Did you everybody remember the scores? It was 17, I had 14. Just bring up the scores and make a quick note of them.
Right, I'm going to bring up the scores. Would everyone like to make a quick note? We're going to see if we can fix this. And then I'll ask that question again, and then everyone can get a point for it.
I don't think you'll be able to go. I don't think you'll be able to do it again. But just try
Okay.
going into the editor. Sorry, just press the question voice.
The which one? Ah.
Right, now scroll down and check the ones that you haven't done yet.
Dear. I was so well prepared. Let's see what actually went wrong with that one.
We're going to run a short advert break while we fix it. Don't go anywhere.
Oh yeah, that was my fault. I forgot to put a keyword. Is there an advert on now?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest are fine.
Sure? Yeah. You double check that the A, B's and C's,
Yep.
yeah? Right, okay, so now go back to editor then. It should, hopefully, be alright. Right, now you have to wait and I'll tell you when the advert's finished.
What is the advert for? Do you know? There's no advert.
Oh, it might be because you subscribe, I'm not sure. But there is one for everyone else. See, if you don't pay, then you have to watch an advert. But
I can do an advert if you want. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Sterling Cigarettes.
And bowling shoe spray.
And Bachelor's Chicken and Mushroom Pasta and Sauce. Ooh, Smegthor has subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 5 months. I presume that's... Is that Amazon Prime then?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's Amazon Prime, Molly.
If anybody has Amazon Prime, you can link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and then you can subscribe to this channel, which means I'll get a very small cutback of it, of about £1.
Get a link into your Prime, Molly. Right, I'm going to see what happens when we press the next question. I can verify there'll be no more nulls. Question 25. Which of the following did Vikings use as currency? Was it runestones, wool, or jewellery? Now, this one was... I can't remember quite how far back it was. But this was a question from previous quiz.
After this question, check the scores again and see whether it's mocking everybody's scores.
I'm going to do a little double check of the scores afterwards. We're hoping, but it'll remember all your scores. But apparently there's a chance that it might have forgotten. Let's find out what everybody thinks. Oh, nobody thinks runestones. Some people saying wool, some people saying jewellery. Glenn Campbell, that way. Jewellery! They use jewellery, apparently. Here we go. Right, let's double check the scores, make sure they haven't erased themselves. No, they haven't. There we go. Ooh, we've got Mum and Adam neck and neck. Molly's still way out in the lead. Yes, there's still a chance for you, Maggie. You can do it. You can do it.
Daniel.
I believe in you.
Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
Question 26. What was Mr. Singh's final star prize before his hiatus? Was it a weekend in Bradford, a two-berth caravan, or an Austin Allegro?
Oh God, even I can't remember that.
They were all prizes that Mr. Singh gave away.
How on earth did you find all those?
They're on YouTube. I watched through them on YouTube. That's where I got the other questions. They were all prizes, but which one was the last one? No, you wouldn't, because I don't think you're a president, Spake, but just treat this like a general knowledge round. You've got a 1 in 3 chance of getting it. Yep, they haven't got a clue, and they were present for it. But there we go, it was a two-berth caravan. That was the latest prize that he gave away before that. Right. Question 27. Yeah, I'm still waiting for my Austrian Allegro. Last week, during his Fast and Furious round, guest host Leroy said there's one Fast and Furious film that he doesn't like, but which one is it? Is it the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift? Is it Fast 5? Or is it F9? Oh, I've done the B thing again. Oh dear. Also, on that note, I need to have a very serious talk with him about how the titling of those films makes no sense whatsoever. There's no logic. Let's see which one that is. Yes, I had checked, but not sufficiently. The other ones are fine. That was the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. That's the one that he said was. I can tell you exactly what he said, actually. I made a note. He said, I don't think Tokyo Drift is any good. I think it's shit. That's what he said. It was like having Barry Norman or Mark Kermode on the podcast. It was great. I'm just going to do a final rudimentary check of the questions, since There seems to have never been an errant double B that got through there. C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Oh, great. The final ones will be all right. Question 28. Including tonight, how many quizzes have been guest hosted? So how many have been hosted by someone other than Adam? 3, 4, or 5? I'll tell you how many guest hosts there have been. There have been 2. But how many episodes have been guest hosted? Yeah, apologies to Smag. I hadn't foreshadowed somebody who hadn't previously watched being there. But again, you got a 1 in 3 chance of each one. Ooh. Mum says 2 for Dan, 2 for Leroy. Well, I put the wrong one anyway. You all get a point at the end. Question 29. Which of these words did I sneak in as a third option in one of the true or false questions earlier? Was it milk, cheese, or egg? Just in case you think my unprofessionalism is accidental, let it be known that it's not. Speg was foreshadowing. Ooh. But did he correctly foreshadow?
Egg.
He did. I put egg right in there. And the final question. You may have noticed that during this quiz, I've actually changed the t-shirt I'm wearing, but what were the stripes on my original t-shirt? Were they black, red, and green, black, red, and yellow, or I was lying and I didn't change my top at all? He wasn't being, he lied.
You pissy weirdo.
Yeah, I lied. Sorry. Yes, that's why I was so bloody quick. Interesting array of answers. You're all wrong. Let me just find the t-shirt to prove it. There it is. Yep, black, red, and green. So, yeah, thanks everybody. I really appreciate that. Let's have a look at the final scores. We have a winner. It's Molly. I love that I live with you and I didn't get that. Yeah, but you got the quiz though. I'll break your mic stand, Adam. Yeah, the first time victor from Molly. You've won some Baltic shoe spray. So, very well done. But yes, there we go. I hope that tonight's performance, with a joint second from Adam and Mum, paid the controversy from last week. Adam was not cheating. Wow. So, yeah, thank you very much. Good night.
Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
The questions on tonight's program were independently researched, verified, and programmed into the computer by tonight's guest presenter, Daniel.
On last week's episode of Universally Challenged, there were allegations made against a member of the production team. It is alleged that Adam had access to the answers at the time of broadcast, which would have created an unfair advantage. Another allegation was made, suggesting that some answers were incorrectly labeled as incorrect, when they were in fact correct. In preparation for the quiz, which was hosted by guest presenter Leroy, the questions and answers were provided to Adam days in advance of broadcast. This was to enable Adam to program the quiz so that he and Leroy had time to visit their local branch of KFC. Unfortunately, due to the fact that Adam is actually a registered spastic, he incorrectly interpreted the marking format of the quiz sheet's answers, which, regrettably, resulted in some answers being announced as incorrect when they were actually correct. Adam and the rest of the Universally Challenged team would like to extend our apologies to anybody who was affected by this oversight in production. However, we don't intend to do anything about it because fuck you. You can stick your points up your ass. In fact, I've got the questions right here. Allow me to roll them up into a ball so it's easier for you to stick them up your ass. To reiterate, we will abso-fucking-lutely not be taking any further questions. Thank you, and good night. And try not to piss yourself during tonight's program, you pissy little weirdo.